Yo, it's your boy Starmeister coming back at it again with another video. Unfortunately, my bro Luap isn't available to make his review today, so the other half of the Pichu Bros is here to fill in. I hope you enjoyed this video because today I will recap and review Pokemon Journeys episode 109 versus Raihan Battle for Master Zate, as well as give my predictions for episode 110, Battle Royale of Betrayal. If you guys enjoy episode reviews as well as recaps each and every week, then I highly suggest you hit the like and subscribe buttons as it truly helps support the channel. I also make short episode reviews the same day the episode airs over on my channel, so go ahead and click the link in the description below to head on over there. But with all that being said, let's begin by recapping the events of episode 109. The episode begins with Ash, Pikachu, and Lucario arriving at Hammerlock for their long-awaited battle against Raihan. And look who sneaks in from behind, it's Raihan, who's being his typical snarky self and telling Ash that he's gonna win. Then, out of nowhere, a soft groan is heard from the bushes. Turns out that it's Leon, who's basically spent the whole day sleeping there. Are you sure this is the World Monarch? The opening rolls in, and again, it was updated to have Ghost Frogadier after evolving last episode. Anyways, the episode jumps straight into the battle, and the stadium is filled with so many people. Of course, Raihan receives louder cheers, having the home advantage. First up is Dragonite versus Flygon. We again get to see Dragonite using Dragon Dance as a shield, and it helps stop Flygon's Dragon Claw. Dragonite then manages to evade a series of Steel Wing before Raihan decides to set up the Sandstorm. This gives Flygon a major advantage as it is able to see through the sand and land some direct hits. But Dragonite is a resilient Pokemon, and Ash thinks of a way to hit Flygon using Draco Meteor. His strategy works as planned as Draco Meteor connects, and Dragonite takes advantage of this and attacks again with Hurricane. Unfortunately, Flygon is able to escape into the sand and lands a powerful Steel Wing from behind, knocking out Dragonite. This marks the first time that any Pokemon has ever knocked out Dragonite in Pokemon Journeys. Well played, Flygon. So this causes Ash to send out his next Pokemon, Gengar. Like Dragonite, Gengar also struggles in a sandstorm. He couldn't land a hit while Flygon keeps on dealing a lot of damage. It is during this time that Raihan questions Ash's motives for wanting to battle Leon. Pure admiration isn't enough, there must be a greater reason for this dream. Both Raihan and Ash declare that they want to battle Leon because they want to beat him. They want to be the strongest trainer in the world. At this point, Ash is clearly losing this battle, so he knows that he needs to do something big in order to change the tides to his favor. As much as he wants to Mega Evolve Lucario, he recognizes that his best move is to Gigantamax Gengar. Because of this, Gengar becomes big enough to swallow all of the sand from the battlefield. Flygon stands no chance against this gigantic monster, as G-Max Terror followed by Max Starfall is all that's needed to even out the score. Raihan sends out his Goodra and creates another kind of weather, this time being rain. Gengar just stands there absorbing 3 very powerful hits as Ash contemplates on switching Gengar back. But Gengar doesn't want to be switched out and manages to stop Goodra from landing another Surf. Goodra attacks with one more Hydro Pump, and Gengar ends his G-Max turn with another Max Starfall, and both Pokemon go down. This leads Ash and Raihan to send out their third and final Pokemon, Lucario and Duraludon. Raihan wastes no time and immediately Gigantamaxes his Pokemon, leaving Lucario with a huge disadvantage. Lucario uses Double Team to confuse the Cheese Grater before hitting it with a couple of Aura Spheres, none of which seem to have dealt any damage. Duraludon fights back using Max Steel, hurting Lucario, and then follows up with its signature G-Max Depletion, surrounding Lucario in a massive Draconic Storm. But Ash and Lucario remain calm as they sense each other's feelings and communicate through their aura. Their connection grew stronger and stronger as Lucario's aura sphere grew bigger and bigger, similar to what happened in the last episode. Everyone is amazed with the sight, and Ash and Lucario start reflecting on their friends that helped them come this far. This allows Lucario to unleash an enormous aura sphere with immense power, breaking through Max Rockfall and defeating Gigantamax Duraludon. And that's it, Ash has finally made it to the Master Zate. Raihan seems at peace with his loss and takes a picture with Ash. He tells Ash to never lose to anyone because he will be the one to defeat both Leon and Ash someday. With that, the Masters 8 have been decided. It is composed of Ash, Iris, Harrison, Alon, Diantha, Lance, Steven, Cynthia, and Leon. The curtains finally open for the greatest tournament in Pokemon anime history. But for now, here are my ratings and reviews for the episode. This episode was filled with hype from start to finish. And fueled with the amazing OST, I would be lying if I said that my heart didn't race significantly faster than usual. There was just so much tension going on in this episode. Ash and Raihan equally want to reach the Masters 8 and win against Leon, but unfortunately for them, only one can make it. The battle itself was overall good, but there were parts that definitely needed some improvement. In my opinion, Flygon did an awesome job at starting the battle at a high note. Playing with the sandstorm weather is something we don't often see in the anime, so I really loved the entire time the sandstorm was up. It added a whole nother dimension to the battle. Dragonite, despite taking no wins in this episode, was still able to shine, especially when it used Draco Meteor to locate Flygon and deal a lot of damage with Hurricane and Dragon Claw. Then came Gengar, who I believe was a true MVP of the battle. Ash changing his mind at the last minute was an amazing choice for the writers, as it felt more real and unscripted. It really showed that Ash is capable of discerning what happens if he sticks to his plans, and that he's flexible enough to switch tactics in the middle of the battle. Even if many of us were already expecting this to happen, it was still a phenomenal moment nonetheless. What isn't phenomenal, however, was Goodra. Yeah, it set up the rain, but what's the point? Literally, Goodra is probably the most forgettable Pokemon in the entire Hyper class. And it ended up getting double knocked out, which brings back horrible memories. Anyways, Lucario vs Duraludon also left a lot to be desired. They didn't really feel like they battled, honestly. Duraludon just seemed untouchable, and then a few attacks were exchanged, but then it abruptly ended after the giant aura sphere. The ending could have been more intense, and the tension slowly died down by that time, since Ash just seemed pretty calm towards the end. But probably one of my favorite parts of this episode was when Lucario and Ash were thinking about their friends when creating the giant aura sphere. An awesome nod to Pikachu vs Tapu Koko, and honestly got me teary-eyed. Speaking of friends, join our Pichu Bros Posse Discord server. One click of a link and you'll soon be part of the best circle of friends on the planet. Anyways, the thing that makes this episode very special was the reveal of the Masters 8. That scene was simply perfect. It was made up of 5 champions, 1 very strong trainer, and 2 beloved main protagonists, whom I'm really proud of regardless of how deserving they may be continuity-wise. And let's not forget, Lance is now the champion of Kanto and champion of Johto. I liked how they rectified his title. Overall, I believe that the battle had a lot more to improve, but everything else was perfect. So I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at the episode 110 preview trailer and make my predictions. The preview shows the Ash and Go surfing towards what looks like Sea Mauville in the Hoenn region, which is, by the way, one of my favorite places ever. There's gonna be a Project Mew trial, and Asahi tells them that their trial is about survival and they'll be engaging in Pokemon battles against other Project Mew challengers. Go learns that there are actually a lot of challengers in the Project Mew, so he has to really work together with many people in order to survive. Good thing Tokyo is here, so at least that's one person he can fully trust. Or can he? Since the title has betrayal in it, then I predict that at some point, Go and Tokyo will be faced with a predicament in which they would have to betray each other. I believe Tokyo will be the first one to pull the trigger, but both of them will still win the mission. This is definitely my type of episode, so I'm more than excited to see how the writers showcase a survival game in Pokemon. So yeah, that was my review and recap for Pokemon Journeys episode 109 as well as my predictions for episode 110. If you guys enjoyed this video, then I highly urge you to hit the like button and subscribe to both our channels. Luab makes episode reviews every single week, while I make the shorts version of it, usually just a few hours after the episode airs. So if you enjoy these reviews right after the episode, you know it's best to come to the Pichu Bros. Today's comment of the day is, who among the 8 trainers in the master class are you rooting for the most? To me, it's Lance. But what about you? Again, if you made it this far into the video, Luap and I truly appreciate you. And as always, it's been your boy Starmeister, and I'm out. Peace.